And 32 rounds is possible because one Prabhuji in India, he had done 241 rounds in one day.
Is it?
Yeah.
I don't know when I felt asleep, around 3:30, 3 o'clock or something. Mataji, did you all end the call?
Yes, Mataji, this is the next call. This is Govinda only.
No,
Wait,
no, no,
Sita,
no.
Priti, Mataji?
The chanting call.
We end. Oh, you slept.
Yeah, I don't know when I felt asleep. I think around 2:30 or something.
I saw you always say, I thought today now also you are sleeping. I thought I will enjoy with these kids today.
No, no, no.
I thought of
No,
so, but you
I
came.
got up at 3 o'clock. I think half an hour in that middle time I slept off.
Yeah, it happens, Mataji. We will only don't know that we slept.
Oh yeah, I remember on Friday Mataji joined late because she slept.
I slept that 10 minutes. I thought I'll sleep for 5 minutes. It happens, right?
It's okay, Mataji. It's a little early for you.
My alarm went off or what happened, God knows. Okay, so happy Ekadashi to you all. And I hope you all are enjoying chanting. Janavi, what are you eating? Gauranga potatoes?
Made that from Damodar.
Mataji, yesterday at the temple they had Ganga potatoes.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Very nice. These days I've stopped making anything fancy for Ekadashi. I don't know. Let's see what I can make sometime. Okay, 46 by
Mataji, for you it is Dvashi, right?
For me, it's Dwadashi. Yes, after some time, I will have to end the fast.
Mataji, every Ekadashi I try to fast until 12 and my dad does Nirjal Ekadashi every Ekadashi.
Wow, that's so amazing, right? So nice. Really nice. If you can do any sort of fasting, any sort of austerity for the pleasing the Lord, and along with your chanting, then that's really, really nice. Only if we do austerity, then it is not useful. But we should accomplish it along with our chanting, right? Okay, so we are going to look into the qualities of the Lord, right? Shri Krishna's qualities. We're doing the 64 qualities of the Lord. Now, first we'll start with our prayers. Okay, how many of them are there? Have you all joined? Everybody's joined. Okay, so let's start with our prayers. Om
ज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानं
Jnanatimirandhasya
जनाशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः नमो
Namo
ॐ
Vishnupadaya
विष्णुपदाय कृष्णकृष्णाय श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामी इति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम राम हरे हरे
Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Okay, so how many of them have been chanting today?
Mataji, Mukund,
Mukund, very nice. I saw Vikhyat was there. I don't know if Vikhyat is there in the class right now. On the call, I saw Vikhyat today. Vikhyat isn't there. Okay, so today is Nirjala Ekadashi, right?
Pandav Nirjala Ekadashi.
Yeah, Nirjala
Mataji, for you it's
Ekadashi.
Dwadashi.
Yeah, for me it's Dwadashi now. So then try as much as rounds you can do. and try to chant and remember the Lord. Okay, do not do chanting so that, oh, I have to do my 64 rounds, oh, I have to complete this. Do not do it as a task. Do it that, okay, by chanting I'm trying to remember the Lord. Keep that your motive behind it. Okay, rather, while chanting we should not have any motive, but if we have think of, when we are thinking about the Lord, then that chanting becomes more effective. Okay, so now what we'll do is we are today going to do the 54th quality of the Lord. Before that, we'll quickly do with the revision of our verses. Okay. Balaram 14. So is that Subhadra's brother Balaram?
Yes, Mataji.
Oh, so nice to have you, Balaram. If I can see you all, it will be so happy. Yes, see? Wonderful. It's so nice to see you all. Atharva, Samskriti, if I can see you all, it's really nice. Okay, so Atharva and Balaram, can you go ahead with this verse?
Okay. Sarganamajaram tascha madhyam chaivaham arjuna adhyatma vidya vidyanam vada pravadatama.
Very good. Atharva, are you not there? Okay, Samskriti and Tulasi Manjari.
सर्वानामादिरन्तश्च आद्यं चैवाहमर्जुन अध्यात्मा विद्यानां वदः प्रवदतामहम्. Thanks, Master Krishna.
Very good. And you know what? I am not seeing you all on the Sunday call. On Sunday, you are not reciting these verses. Why? Yes, Mukund?
Mataji, I have another class at the same exact time, so I can't really join.
Okay. So when you're joining the Sunday class, those who are joining the Sunday class, when the Damodar kids finish their reciting, you should also recite what we have recited in the, what we have learned in the class, right? Atharva and Shreyash, can you go ahead with this verse?
Yes, Mataji. Yes, Mataji. Arjuna Adhyatma Vidya Vidyanam Vada Pravadataham.
Very good. Mukund and who else is there? Mukund and Abhishek.
Okay, Mataji.
Sorry, Mataji.
Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead, Mukund. Abhishek, Mukund.
उदीरनन्तश्च मध्यमैवहम्
Arjuna.
अध्यात्मा विद्या विज्ञान
Vidyanam Vada Pravadataham.
Very good.
कृष्ण
Janvi and Khushi. Go ahead, Janvi.
Sarganamadirnantasya Maja Chaivahamarjuna Atatma Vidyanam Vadaha Pravadataham.
Very good. I still remember Janavi when your tooth was lost in between in the front tooth. From our small Janavi, now Janavi is becoming big. A big girl now, right, Janavi? Okay. So, who all we have? Samskriti, did you say the verse?
Yes, Mataji.
Okay. Okay, and I'm just going to lower the hands right now so that I
Mataji,
know.
can I read the translation?
Who is it?
Mataji, can I read this? Is Shreya.
Shreya, yeah, one second, Shreya. Shri Adirth, can you want to read the verse? You want to say the verse?
Yes.
Go ahead.
Sarganamadirnantasya Majam ChaivahamArjuna Adhyatma Vidya Vidyanam Vada Pravdatam Aham.
Very good. Very nice. Shri Adit is so consistent and he is doing it so nicely.
Thank
Mokshit,
you.
Haribol. Mokshit, okay, Moksha is not there. Mokshit, Subhadra Giridhari. Can you go ahead with this verse?
Yes, Mataji. सर्गानं मदिरन्तश्च च मद्यं चैवाहमर्जना अध्यात्मविद्याविद्यानां वादः प्रवक्तामहम्.
Very good. Where is Khushi? All others, which are Dhruba, Rishikesh. Can you go ahead with this verse?
Hey, Mataji. Sarganam Madayam Chavam
Adyam
Arjuna
Chaivamarjuna Adhyatma Vidya Vidyanam
Vidya Vidyanam
Vada
Vada
Pravadatamaham.
Pravadatamaham.
Very good. Okay, Shreya, you wanted to read the translation, right?
Yes, Mataji, can Advait go?
Wait for Shreya and then Advait.
Of all creations, I am the beginning and the end and also the middle. O Arjuna, of all sciences, I am the spiritual science of the self, and among logicians, I am the conclusive truth. Hare Krishna,
Where
Mataji.
are you? Where are you, Shreya? Did I spotlight you? I don't see.
Mataji, mine is actually like my brother's name. I
Shreyash. Oh,
changed it. No.
okay, okay. Advait, go ahead with the translation.
Oh no, Mataji, I wanted to do the verse.
Go ahead with the verse.
Sarganam Adyanantasya Madhyam Chaivaham Arjuna Adhyatma Vidya Vidyanam Vada Pravadatamaham. Thank you.
Very good. Okay, so now we'll go with the second verse. Okay. Tulsi Manjari and Khushi, can you say the second verse? Can you recite the second verse?
Yes, Mataji. Aksharanamakarosmi dvandva samasikasya cha ahamevakshaya kalo tataham vishvato mukha. Thank you, Mataji.
Very good. Haribol. Okay, Abhishek Balaram, can you go ahead with this verse?
Aksharanam akarasmi dvandvasamasikasya cha ahamev akshaya kala dataham vishvato mukha.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Very good.
Can
Okay.
Shreya go?
Yes, Shriyadirth and Samskriti. Go ahead.
Okay. Aksharanam akarosmi dandva samasikasya cha aham eva akshaya kalo tatam vishvato mukha. Thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji, please ask Kartika also.
Kartika. Where's
She's a
Kartika?
new joiner and she
Oh,
don't
is
know
it?
prayer or anything. She don't know. Please concentrate little bit on her if you
Where
don't
is
mind.
Where's Kartika? I don't have her name over here.
What is Prasanna is coming?
Yes, yes, yes. Yeah.
Okay, I will rename Mataji. I will rename Raboli.
Okay.
Yes, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Kartika. Welcome to your call. Is it your first call, Kartika?
Like second class,
Okay.
but
Yes.
Calling you.
those
So you
teachers
joined the
also.
Govind. So you have you joined the Govinda group earlier, Kartika?
No, Mataji, this is the first time.
It's not
This is the first time. Okay. Where are you located, Kartika?
Michigan, Detroit.
Michigan. So, Kartika, have you gone to the Michigan temple, the Detroit temple?
Yeah, it's opposite to our house, Farmington Hills, just opposite to our house. Every
Very
Sunday
nice.
we are going to temple.
Okay. How old are you, Kartika?
9 years old.
Wonderful. Very nice. Very nice. It's so nice to have you. So slowly as we go ahead, you'll come to know what we're doing. Okay. So we're doing the 64 qualities of the Lord. And then every 3 weeks, we are like for 3 weeks, we will do 3 verses because these we were concentrating on the 10th chapter. So and then later on we are going to do the quality of the Lord. Okay, and after that, one Monday, every day we have different activities. So one Monday, today we have reading the Back to Godhead magazine. Okay, next Monday we can have the Sanskrit class. So like this, every day there are different. Are you there in the WhatsApp group?
Yes, I think so.
Yes, Mataji. I am in WhatsApp group.
Okay, very nice. So you'll get the
7 to
announcements.
10, that one only, right, Mataji?
5 to 10. Is it the Damodar group written or is it the Govinda group written on it?
1 minute. Govinda group.
Okay, okay. So you'll get the announcements over there. Okay. Okay. Very good. Yeah, Kartika, do you want to recite this verse? Okay, can you read the translation then, Kartika?
Okay, I can read the translation.
Yes, start, Kartika.
Of letters, I am the letter A. Among the content of the words, I am doubly compound. I am also in suitable time and
Inexhaustible.
inexhaustible time, and the creators of I am Brahma.
Very good. Okay.
Mataji, can Shreya read the verse?
Yeah, we have a third verse. Okay, Shreya? Then we'll go with that. Okay, so we will have Subhadra and Giridhari and Balaram. Can you read this? Can you recite this verse for us?
Okay, Mataji.
Okay, Mataji. Translation: I am all devouring death, and I am the generating principle of all that is yet to be. Among women, I am
Your translation.
fortune, fine speech, memory, intelligence, steadfastness, and patientness.
Very good. Patience. Okay, Mukund and Shreya, can you recite this verse, please?
Mataji, can Samskriti go after? I was just using the bathroom, so I didn't know if you called me.
Yeah, yeah, I'll tell everybody. Okay, I'll tell each one. Don't worry.
And Shreya did say?
Yeah, Mukund and Shreya.
Yes,
Mukund, are
Mataji.
you there?
Mrityu sarva
Harasham, Udbhavasham, Bhavishyatam, Kriti Shiva, Mriti Vedatikam Kamsa.
Kshama. Very good. Then we have Advait and Samskriti. Can you go ahead?
Okay, Mataji. Mrityu sarvaharasyaham udbhavasya bhavishyatam Vitti-sirvakchanalina Ritmi Medak Jitaksama. Thank you, Mataji.
Very good. Abhishek and Shri Adirth, can you recite this verse?
Mataji.
Okay. Mrityu sarva harishaham udbhavascha bhavishyatam kirtishish vakshararinam siddhi medaditichama.
Very good.
Done,
Haribol.
Mataji.
Very good. Uh, Abhishek and Janavi, can you recite this verse together?
Yes, Mataji. Mrityu sarva harasyaham udbhavasa bhavishyatam sarva hari.
Narinam.
Yeah.
Smritir Meda Dhritakshama. Did you all finish? Janavi, you did not recite the verse? Okay, Raya Prahlad. Can you go ahead with this verse?
Yes, Mataji. Mrityu sarva harasyaham udbhavascha bhavishyatam kirtihi srirvakcha narinam vitir veda dhritihi sama.
Very good. Okay, Atharva is there. Atharva and Tulasi Manjari. Can you go ahead with this verse?
Yes, Mataji. Mrityu sarvaharascha
उद्भवश्च भविष्यतं कीर्तिर्वाक्चनारीणां स्मृतिर्मेधधृति क्षमा
Very good. Then we have, okay, Dhruba and Rishikesh.
Yes, Mataji.
Go ahead.
Mrityu sarvaharascha उद्भवश्च भविष्यतां कृति श्रीर्वक्चनारीणां स्मृतिर्मेधा क्षमा. Thank you,
Very
Mataji.
good. Kartika, can you repeat after me? Unmute yourself.
Yes, I can repeat.
Okay. Mrityu sarva haraschaham
Mrityu sarvaharasnanam
udbhavascha
उद्भवश्च
bhavishyatam
भविष्यतां
kirtihi
कीर्तिः
shrirvakchinariणाम
निर्वचनरीरां
smritir
स्मृतिर्मेधः
medah dhitakshama.
ऋतक्षमा.
Very good. Can you read the translation, Kartika? Go ahead. Kartika, can you read the translation? You're on mute. Yeah,
I can read the translation.
go ahead.
I am all during death, and I am generating the principle of that is yet to be among a woman. I am fame, fortune, speech, memory, intelligence, and steadfastness
Patience.
and patience.
Very good. So this I is what the Lord is trying to tell us. Okay. So now the today's quality which we are going to do is that Krishna is the Satchit Ananda form. Okay. That Krishna has an, okay, I'll just, yeah. So Krishna's body is Satchit Ananda. Okay, we have heard this in so many classes that Krishna has the Satchit Ananda form. So we'll see a little bit what does it mean. Okay. So Sat means ever existing for all time and all places. We have seen, right? Krishna is present in the past, in the future, in the present. He's present everywhere. So Krishna is ever existing. It is never a time that Krishna is not present, right? It's good to see you, Subhadra. Chit means he is full of knowledge. These all qualities we have seen in the 64 qualities of the Lord, right? Krishna is Chit means he's full of knowledge. You remember what we said last time? That Krishna knows everything. He knows our past, he knows our future, he knows our present. And also we saw the story of how Krishna, when he was in the battle of Kurukshetra, how did he come to know that that the Bhishma had made some arrows to kill the Pandavas. Then he told the Pandavas to, told Arjuna to go and get those arrows. So he's full of knowledge. We have seen so many examples in the past few weeks. Krishna has
Mataji,
nothing. Yes.
isn't Satchidananda in the first verse of Brahma Samhita?
Sorry.
Isn't Satchidananda in the first verse of the Brahma Samhita?
Yes, yes, we are coming to it. We are coming to it. Okay. And Krishna has nothing to learn from anyone. He is independent, full of all knowledge. This is very important, right? We are no one to teach something to Krishna. Or Krishna has nothing left to learn. He is all knowing because he is the creator of everything. And Anand, this is a very important characteristic, right? Anand means the reservoir of all pleasure. All the pleasure in this whole universe is all concentrated in Krishna. He is the reservoir. What does a reservoir mean? Anybody has any idea? Any example of reservoir?
Mataji, it's like a thing where, like water, it gets collected while it rains.
Yeah, so if we reservoir, if we talk in terms of water, the main place where all the water is being collected and it's stored is the reservoir, right? Or if the water is present in a lake, in an ocean, so that's the reservoir of water. Okay, and from there the water will be channelized somewhere else. So in the very first Brahma Samhita, what we have over here is Samskriti. Can you read this?
The translation, Mataji?
The words. Okay, and what I want is that you all can, unless and until okay, you're eating or anything, if you can please switch on your video, it really becomes a nice interactive session. Okay, go ahead.
ईश्वरा परमा कृष्ण सच्चिदानंद विग्रह अनादिरादिर्गोविन्द सर्वकारण कारणं. Thank you, Jai Krishna.
Very good. So the translation is, Subhadra, can you read the translation for us, please?
Okay, Mataji. Krishna, who is known as Govinda, is the supreme Godhead. He has an eternal, blissful, spiritual body. He is the origin of all.
Origin,
He has no other origin, and he is the prime cause of all causes.
right? So Krishna has a Satchitananda body. That means he is ever blissful. Okay, and he has a spiritual body. Though he takes birth just like when he comes on this material world, he takes birth like as Lord Krishna. He's like he takes birth, right? And he's growing up and then he becomes big. So it is just his Leela, it is just his pastime. But Krishna does not need any taking birth process or growing up, because he is the father of the universe, right? So he has an eternal blissful spiritual body. So if he does not take birth on this material world, does it mean that he does not have a body? What do you feel? If he does not come on this material
He
world
has a
and take,
spiritual. Krishna has a spiritual body, and he never changes.
yes, and he's already doing his pastimes, right, in his Golok Vrindavan. See, now when you see the Lord, see, you see all these effulgence around him, right? You see all the effulgence, all the rays, this effulgence around the Lord. So we'll talk a little bit ahead of that, okay? So over here, see. Now, when you see sun, then you see the sun rays, right? When there is sun rays, the sun rays, you cannot say that is the sun, because those are just the rays of the sun. And how do you know that the sun is there in the sky? How do you know? How do we come to know that the sun is there in the sky?
Because we can see all the lights of the sun.
Very good, Vicky. You can,
The rays of the sun.
yes, you can feel
See
the
the
See all the rays of the sun.
and you can
very
see
nice.
the
Very nice. So we can feel the sun rays, we can feel the sunlight, right? So all these give us an indication that the sun is there in the sky, right? But the sun rays and the heat are not the real sun, right? They are there as the rays of the sun or the heat which is imparted by the sun. So like that, the effulgence which we see around the Lord, okay, that is the Brahman effulgence. So just like the rays which we see, the same way when we see the Lord and we see the effulgence around it, that is the Brahman effulgence of the Lord. Okay, and everyone, right? We know. See over here, everybody has the Paramatma in his heart, right? We have a second, the three aspect of Shri Krishna. It is that the effulgence is one, okay? Then the Paramatma, which is residing in each and every person. We all know, right? The Lord resides in each and every person as Paramatma. We remember we talked about the two birds sitting on the tree. Everybody remembers that?
Yes, Mataji.
Paramatma, Jivatma.
Yes, and the supreme personality of Godhead, which is the Anand form. Okay, so these are the three aspects of the Lord. And we are trying to know the Lord, but what happens is sometimes many of the impersonalists, they feel that, you know what, the Lord made the whole universe. Suppose you have one pizza slice, okay? You have one pizza slice, and then you give it off one bite to someone, you give one bite to someone, you give one bite to someone, and at the end your pizza slice is all gone away, right? Does it happen? Or if you, after giving away, the pizza slice still remains
Yes,
with you?
Mataji.
After giving it off, the pizza slice is gone away, right? But Lord Krishna, he is the creator of the universe. He can make the universe and he can be in the universe at the same time without getting changed. He does not lose his identity by making this whole universe. But some people who do not believe in the form of the Lord, they feel that the Lord made the universe and now he is not there. He is everywhere in the universe, so he does not have any form. So they do not believe in the Anand form of the Lord, or they do not believe in the eternal blissful form of the Lord. So we should not get confused like that. Okay. See over here, if we give an example over here, from a far distance, if you see that, suppose if I tell you, you know what, beyond that mountain is my village. And if I tell you, you might see that there are just trees, and then you might see some brown houses. Okay. Then when you go a little bit more near, then you start seeing the real houses over there. Okay, you might see the roof, you might not see any people over there, but you might see a roof, you might see a cow shed, or you might just start observing some things. And when you go inside the town, or when you go inside the village, then you see people, vehicles, then you see buildings, right?
Mataji,
So this, yes.
in the in the in the in that next picture, I can see little spirals.
Okay, yes.
They kind of look
Yeah.
like spirals.
Right. So you start seeing things, right? So this is what are the three forms of the Lord. Okay. So it is the effulgence of the Lord, just like you just see the village from a far distance. Then the second is the Paramatma, that is the Chit, or the attained, the yogi form of the Lord. That is that you start seeing the Lord. And the third is that the Lord's form, the eternal form of the Lord, which is the Ananda form. Okay. And you know what is our main role? What do you think? What is our main role when we come to this material world? Earn money, go to school, or what is it?
Chant
Why do we chant? Why should I chant?
to get love for Krishna.
Yes, to have love for Krishna, so that Krishna can be pleased, right? Because we do not know what is our role. We are forgetting Krishna. We come in this material world and we get entangled in this world, right? So if we try to know the Satchitananda form of the Lord, the Ananda Swarup of the form of the Lord, we ourselves can also be happy and be satisfied in the service of the Lord. And the best examples are what? The gopis, right? The gopis, when they are separated from the Lord, they get so much of anxiety and they get so much of unhappiness in them. See, they all are crying in separation of the Lord. This should be our state, that we are crying for the Lord, or we want to be along with the Lord. And you know what? Whatever we do, we have to have that, okay, I'm doing it for the Lord. Now, you know what, when the Lord went to Mathura, when Sri Krishna, he left Vrindavan and he went to Mathura, what happened over there was that the gopis were crying in his separation. But then it happened that one Vipra, one Brahmana, he came from Mathura and he met the gopis and he said, oh gopis, you are crying over here, and look, Krishna in Mathura, he's enjoying, he's so happy over there. You know what the gopis said? The gopis, they wiped off their tears and they said, oh, is it? Krishna is happy over there? Then we are happy, they said. Because they do not need anything else than the happiness of the Lord. They say that if the Lord is happy, then we are happy. This should be our state. This should be what is we are longing for. Okay? That we are trying to see over here, the effulgence of the Lord, then the Lord as the Paramatma, and then the Lord in his eternal blissful form. Okay, so these are just the pictures so that you can understand what we are trying to read, or what we are trying to understand. Okay, Prahlad, can you read what is written over here?
Okay. You may fall in love with the beauty of someone, but remember that finally you have to live with the character, not the beauty. So it's better to fall in love with Krishna because no one else has beauty and character like him.
Right? See, nobody else has the same beauty and the character like Lord Krishna. So it is better. What happened? Yeah. It is better to love Krishna than to just wander off in this world anywhere, right? Everybody has understood what we have done in the Satchitananda form of the Lord? At least a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So what we are going to do is, let me just open up the file, because we have our reading of yeah, we have our reading, right? The Back to Godhead magazine. Last time also, I think what we did was, we did, yes, we had a nice talk, so we did not read the, yeah, you all shared your realizations, right, last to last week. So now I am going to increase the font over here so that you can all read. Okay, you all can see it very well now. Okay, so okay, so those who are new, we have the Back to Godhead magazine. So what we do is, we try to read as much as we can. Okay. Okay, what is the topic over here? Okay, so now I'll have one person at a time and you can start reading. Okay. Balavrinda, are you not there? Okay, Advait, can you start reading? I'll highlight it and you can see it properly.
Yes, Mataji. There are
Okay.
three classes of
Mataji, she's
transcendental.
sick, Mataji.
Oh,
Sorry.
oh, Krishna. Okay, okay, let you take rest, Mataji.
There
Go
are
ahead.
three classes. There are three classes of transcendentalists according to the degree of realization of the absolute truth. One class of transcendentalists are devotees who realize the absolute truth to the supreme person or God. A second class of transcendentalists are yogis who have realized the super soul feature of the absolute truth, or all pervading consciousness. And the third class of transcendentalists are philosophers who generally can only realize the impersonal feature of the absolute. Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you. So the same thing which we saw, right? The three slides which we saw, that is the Brahman realization, and then the second realization is that the Paramatma realization, right? So we have, you might a little bit confused in this, but then we'll just try to read. As and when we read, then we'll try to understand things. Okay. Samskriti, can you go ahead and read?
Yes, Mataji. Bhagavan, the Supreme Person, is held to be the ultimate and the absolute truth. According to the Vedic writings, which define the
Sorry, go ahead.
define and
Delineate.
delineate the aspects of the Supreme in systematic and scientific fashion. Paramatman, the super soul, is a partial manifestation of the Supreme Person, and Brahman is the glowing body effulgence of the same Supreme Person.
Right? So it's called the effulgence, right? The effulgence and the Paramatma. Very good. Then we have Balaram. Balaram, go ahead.
Okay, Mataji. Impersonal Brahman realization is often compared to knowledge of the sunshine. A higher level of realization is to understand that there is a localized sun disk, and the study of that feature
is compared with knowledge of the supersoul. The highest realization is to know of the sun planet and its inner workings. This compares with the intimate knowledge of the pastime of the Supreme Original Person Sri Krishna.
Right. So if we come to know about the pastimes of the Lord, we try to understand the Lord more better, right? Instead of just getting stuck in the effulgence of the Lord and not going anywhere, if we start understanding that, okay, this is the effulgence of the Lord, then the Paramatma realization, and then the super soul. So our ultimate aim should be to know the Lord in his original form.
Can I see?
Tulsi Manjari, go ahead.
Yes, Mataji.
Go ahead, Tulsi Manjari. Start reading.
These three features of the absolute truth are simply different perspectives of the same one reality, according to the angle of vision of the seer. From a distance, a mountain may appear to be a gray cloud, but as we get closer to it, we can distinguish different features, such as villages, rivers, or wooded areas. And when we have reached the mountain, we can distinguish individual blades of grass, rocks, and animals.
Okay, so
Thank you,
this is
Mataji.
the same example which we saw in the in our slides today, right? Atharva, go ahead.
When we realize the Supreme Person, this includes realization of his partial manifestation and and of his
Effulgence.
effulgence, effulgence, both being emanations from him. However, simply realizing his
Effulgence.
effulgence or partial manifestation does not include realization of his personal feature in the Brahma Samhita, one of the two most important Vedic scriptures. It is said.
Very
Hare
good.
Krishna.
So, thank you so
Can I
much, Hare
say?
Krishna. Yeah, so see over here also what it says, that the effulgence is good. We know what the effulgence of the Lord is. We know that the Paramatma feature also of the Lord, that's a partial manifestation. But if we can find if we can include the personal feature of the Lord, if we can understand the personal feature of the Lord, it would be much more better, right?
When will the
Um,
class?
um, yeah, Mukund, go ahead.
Yes, Mati. I worship Govinda, the primeval Lord. Only the tip of the toe of whose lotus feet is approached by the yogis who aspire the transcendental, who aspire after the transcendental, betaking themselves to pranayama, breath control, by drilling the respiration, or by the jnanis, philosophers, who try to find the non-differentiated Brahman through the process of elimination of the mundane, a process extending over thousands of millions of years. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mati.
Hare Krishna. Okay. Then we have,
When will the class end?
who is this? Shri Adit? Is it Shri Adit?
No,
Another 10. Then who was it? Who was it? Let me know.
me.
Me means who me?
It's Yadri.
Who is it?
Mataji or Shri.
Shri Adit. Okay. Dhruba, can you start reading this?
Okay, Mataji. Realization of Brahman or of Paramtapam Taman is therefore
Paramatma.
Paratma is therefore incomplete realization, and the systems of yoga and philosophical
Philosophical.
reasons are also incomplete. That the only way to know the supreme absolute truth perfectly is through devotion is the message of the Brahma Samhita, as it is of all the great Vedic scriptures which have come down to us from the remotest antiquity.
Very good. Okay, so again, it is the same thing which has been mentioned, that it is incomplete. If you do not know the main source, then the understanding is incomplete. Okay. Balaram, are you there? Okay, Subhadra Giridhari. Subhadra, can you start? Can you read this part which is highlighted?
Okay, Mataji. The impersonalist generally cannot realize the spiritual focus on the Supreme Person, being frustrated in
One's attempt.
one's attempts at sense gratification on the material sphere by the process of elimination of the mundane, that is, by saying not this, not that, neti neti. One may try to find on the non-differentiated Brahman intentionally through reason and logic. One
speculates
on the absolute truth.
Very good. Varun, can you start reading from here?
Mataji, can Giridhari try?
Okay, Giridhari is there, right? Okay, Giridhari,
Yes, Mataji.
can you read?
Yes, Mataji.
Go ahead.
Due to a poor fount of knowledge, however, such a philosopher tends to misinterpret the scriptures and comes to
Deny
the personal feet of the Lord. This process can go on for thousands of millions of years as the soul progresses from birth to birth to birth. Finally, after achieving realization of the non-differentiated Brahman, the absolute nature, he tries to merge with it. This desiring to lose his individuality to become God.
very good. Varun?
Yes, Mataji.
Yeah, can you start reading from this?
Okay, Mataji. This is called spiritual suicide because we are all eternally individual living entities. This absolute individuality is confirmed in the Bhagavad Gita, by far the most widely revered of all the Vedic scriptural texts, in the words of the Supreme Person himself. In fact, there never was a time when I was not, nor when you and all these kings were not, nor hereafter shall we cease to be.
Very good. Thank you so much, Varun. Okay, I'm going to lower all the hands, so I need to see. Okay, so Atharva, did you read? Atharva? Mokshit?
Okay,
Can you
Mataji.
read?
Again, the soul is never born, nor does it die, nor does it exist by coming into being. For it is unborn, eternal, everlasting, and primeval. Even though the body is slain, the soul is not. Further, the Brahman Samhita, it is said, the same soul in eternal and existed for all eternity without any beginning. Joined to the Supreme Lord by the tie of eternal kinship.
Very good. Okay, Shri Adit, do you want to read? Okay, we
Yes,
have Krishna. You want to read? Okay. You read and then Krishna will read. Go ahead, Shriyadit.
is it possible to merge with the impersonal Brahma and to temporarily uh, suspend
So,
our investigality?
individuality.
If
Yeah.
we use an airplane fly very high into the sky, it may go out of our sight and thus seem to merge with the sky. However, the fact is that if the airplane doesn't land on another planet, it must again return to the earth.
Very good. Okay. So this is what the
Okay.
Lord is trying to, this is what the explanation is given. That if we do not see something, that does not mean that does not exist, right? So the eternal form of the Lord is still there. Krishna, can you read over here?
Similarly, if we do not reach one of the innumerable transcendental planets within the spiritual sky, we must again at some time take our birth in this one material world.
Very good. Because we have so many of anarthas left, right? So many wrong things which we have done in the past life. So we have to still take care of them and then we will have to return to this material world. Okay, then we have who's left over here. Dhruba has read. Kartika, can you read? Kartika? Prahlad, did you read?
Yes, Mataji. It
Okay,
is nature of the
yeah, go ahead, Prahlad.
it is the nature of the individual soul to be situated on a planet, be it a material or spiritual. In this way, he can enjoy the variedness of life. Spiritual vari-
Very, very good.
variedness variegatedness we should understand as is far superior to its material reflection. Variety is, after all the basis of pleasure and happiness.
Right. Very nice. Very nice. And then we have the last part to be read. Rai Prahlad, go ahead. Rai Prahlad,
Yes, ma'am.
go
Yes, I'm
ahead.
there.
Yeah, start
Yes,
reading.
Mataji. It is the nature of
Uh,
individual
uh,
soul to be.
and from and the Supreme Personality of Godhead, can you see the highlighted portion?
Oh, now it's and the Supreme Personality of God, Krishna, is known as the Satchita Nanda Vigraha, eternity and bliss in the fullest perfection. When we realize the impersonal Brahman, we realize only his eternal Sat quality without approaching the knowledge Chit and bliss Ananda aspects of the Absolute.
Very good.
Thank
So,
you,
right.
Mataji.
Hare Krishna. So, see, these three are now totally, this last three lines summarize everything, right? That when we know the only the effulgence of the Lord, we are just talking about the potency of the Lord. And then the chit is that we, yeah, the Satchitananda, the eternity and the bliss and the fullest perfection. When we realize the impersonal Brahman, we realize his eternal Sat quality without
So, ma'am,
approaching the knowledge. Yes,
ma'am,
yes,
I think it's break.
yes, Kartika. Hari bol. Okay, I'm going to stop share over here because now Madhava group will soon start. And I am going to send this link into your WhatsApp group. So what you can do is you can still read it. and then I'm going to give you one small homework into it. Now there are 3 verses which translations are mentioned in this paragraph. Okay, there are 3 translations which are mentioned. If you can find which verse it is from the Bhagavad Gita, that would be great. Can you all do that?
Okay, Mataji.
Mataji, do you also tell your realization? Yes, Mataji.
You can do either one then. Either you can do your realization. If you can give your realization, that's wonderful. Or if you want to find out the words which is there, because the translations are mentioned in this write up. If you can find which is the words to it, that would be better. And if you could do both, it would be cherry on the top. Yes, Prahlad? Krishna is smiling. Okay, so I'll just write it down what you have to do and I'll send it in the group. Okay, so there are 3 verses whose only translations are given, the verses are not mentioned. And I know you know these verses. So from the translation, if you can find which verse it is, then it would be best. And the second thing is, when after reading, you can give your realization, because remember you have 2 weeks for this, right? So 2 weeks you can do the assigned work. Okay, if you can do both, I'll be super happy. Okay, so we'll end the call because our Madhava groups will soon be joining. Okay, Hare Krishna. पतितानां पावनेभ्यो
वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय
प्रभुपाद
शिला प्रभुपाद की जय।
एकादशी की जय। थैंक यू
जय
Mataji.
जय। हरे कृष्णा एवरीवन।
हरे कृष्णा
बाय बाय।
Yeah.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Yeah.